as high as the courts.
Ready? Okay. I'd like to open the meeting with the pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So tonight, we're going to try to get through the budget and put it into a tentative state. I'm hoping by the end of the meeting here, any changes we make, I'll have to get them done tomorrow morning. And then once tentative, we'll have to get the preliminary. We'll have to have another meeting to adopt it as the preliminary. So I suggest either Wednesday or Thursday night so that we do that, because it'll have to be published on Friday. Tomorrow, Darlene will need the statement to post to send to the penny saver that will list the salaries and a statement about the timing of the public meeting so that we have for the budget. It'll have to be, because the penny saver publishes on Sunday, would have to be the following week, because we're going to have to give at least 5 days notice for the public meeting, so that we have to be the following week. So the 4th is election day, and the 5th, so it needs to be the 5th, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th. Linda made a suggestion earlier when we were talking that the 3rd, if we get changes that come out of the public meeting, it's time and then vote on it again and get it established, because the latest in the public meeting will be is the 6th, and that wouldn't leave us really a lot of time to make any changes, any substantial changes. I think last year they went to the second public meeting. Minor changes, I don't think we need a second public meeting, but having that be clear because the schedules of the board, if we it would be November 3rd, Monday. Do you think you can, the third, be okay? Okay, that's public meeting. This week, Thursday or Friday, better, or Wednesday or Thursday, I should say, because we've got to have it on Friday. We'll have to go to the first, because it comes out on Sunday. We want to have the budget on the website Friday. So the people, if they get that notice, be able to look it up. So,
So you're saying either tomorrow or Thursday?
yeah. So whatever changes we put in tonight, then we can then meet again, vote on it, and then hopefully vote it into the preliminary, which then can be published on Friday. So Wednesday or Thursday work for either of you. Anybody would do? I know you have. Thursday night be better. Which
Day after tomorrow, the 23rd.
Can't do it tomorrow. Could you do it
So
on Thursday?
22nd, can you do the 22nd or 23rd?
No, give it a procedure.
Okay. Well, that's going to have to be, three of us are going to have to get together, because that's got to be.
Because you have to have it to Darlene on the 24th.
Yeah, we have to have it started 24th and published.
What about you, Ed?
Online.
Yeah, I can make it.
Which one do you prefer?
Either day's fine with me.
I prefer the 23rd.
Okay.
That's Wednesday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Thursday.
So that's.
I'm sorry, yes, Thursday.
So it's going to be the last workshop where we vote this thing from tentative to preliminary, and then can be posted on Friday. So whatever changes we make tonight, I'll do with Darlene. We'll get it into the thing tomorrow, and then she, in essence, will give it back to us, and we'll meet Thursday night at 6. Anybody got any questions too? I printed out some documentation here about the roadmap for the budget, so if you have any questions, certainly.
So I guess, so you're saying we're gonna make it preliminary and then you're gonna give it to Darlene? It looks like in step 7, you give it to her first.
Yeah, you gotta give it.
She hands it to
We
us
don't-
as tentative.
We don't vote on it.
We have to, right, and then we take it back, the tentative budget. We review it, make any modifications, which really is gonna be Thursday night. The revised tentative budget becomes the preliminary budget, which we'll have to do Thursday, and then it's filed with the clerk.
But there's an official, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's an official, you give it to her first.
Yeah, you gotta give it
She
to
has to
her.
have an official meeting to give it
Yeah.
back to us
Well, I was hoping that's.
before a vote.
Yes, so
Yeah.
we give her this, the tentative. If we get done tonight and have some changes, it
Yeah.
can become the tentative.
Yeah.
Present it to her tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, okay, I missed that, I'm sorry, yep,
Then she gives it back to us for the Thursday meeting.
yep,
Okay?
yes, and then we make changes
And
if
then
there's any,
And then we
Yeah.
wanted to make it the preliminary.
yes, okay, I'm sorry,
Okay.
yep. Yep. Okay.
So that's where I'm hoping we can get to tonight, so that we pretty much got this in shape to actually make a tentative budget.
Usually,
Mm-hmm.
for precautionary reasons, we would vote to override the tax cap. Are you not gonna do that? I think they do it every year, but
Is
they
it-
they don't override, but
Yeah,
you vote
I'm-
on it in case.
I'm hoping
You
that
have
what
to.
we'll know when we get done with this, whether, because I've already looked at it, we're pretty close, but I think with any changes we make, we'll be under it.
Okay,
So I'm not expecting that I have to go in and
okay,
do it. So at
Okay.
this point, unless I go, after we finish this in the tentative and I look at it, feel that we may have to vote on that Thursday night also.
I would like to then have a conversation with John here in case we do have to vote on that. What is his take on it? He won't be here to vote. I'm curious.
Well, I'll be watching the
position.
meeting.
Yeah, I know, but I'm curious your position on taking a vote would you vote to override the tax cap if it was necessary? Because I'd like to hear your argument, I guess. We're still all gonna
I
vote,
mean,
but, you know,
You're saying as a safety net, have that?
yeah,
In case there's a math error or something?
yeah,
I guess I would vote for it. I would be very
leery of wanting to,
disenchanted if we had to
agree,
utilize it.
agree, okay.
The other alternative is to, if we're that close, and I think we're close, but I think, it looks like we're gonna be under, is that you then have to utilize, some fund balance to stay under it unless you wanna go, because filing to go over is not particularly,
I know, it's just that I know that,
I know the village voted.
they always do,
They
and
always do.
we always do. I mean, we did it last year, we've
Well,
done it, I think
can
we've
make
done
a
it just
motion.
just out of
Uh,
precautionary in case something happens that, but
All right, would
obviously.
you like to make a motion to, set a resolution to, no, I mean, to take a vote tonight?
Yeah, well, I'm happy to wait, I mean, and see where we end up if you want, but I did just want to know what John's take on it was, since,
I'm not really in a position to make a intelligent choice until we go through this.
yeah, that's,
Okay,
yeah, let's
I'm good with
maybe
that.
bring it up at the end and see what we, okay.
okay. Well, whether you wanted maybe to go through a few of the things with Dale that he had requested, we can look at those and possibly approve or not of his requests. I did copy the emails, and then I sent out another one that kind of laid out, he had 2 items that he was looking to acquire. It looks like he has enough, well, 3, 2 salt boxes, and 1 plow.
Plow, salt box, and then the winter.
So I didn't have any pricing on the winter stuff though yet, so we can talk about that in a second, but there's 2 items. There's 2 salt boxes at $6,000 a piece. We'll take a tour. In my mind, I think there is money left in the budget for Dale. It appears it wouldn't have to be any new money appropriated for that. And I think that though he's come to us for permission to buy 2 of them. They're used. They normally sell for, what did you say, Dale?
Brand new, they would be around 35,000, I'm told.
And those are stainless steel that go in the back of the truck.
That's this right here.
That's
right?
correct, yes.
I'm okay with it.
So should we put it up for a vote?
I would
Make a
like a
motion.
resolution and vote
A
it on.
resolution to purchase the salt.
Have they
boxes,
looked,
the 2 of
have they
them,
looked at them at all, or?
Well, not
I've had pictures sent to me. There's not much to them.
we looked at a couple of them out back, but not the ones that he's looking to purchase.
No, we had a couple out and, we bought like 3 years ago. Where'd they go? They're like, we spent like $4,500 on them.
They're in the trucks.
No, this was, they weren't stainless steel. They were, regular
Steel ones. They went out in the cleanup 2 years
So
ago.
we spent over $4,000.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I think it was, 'cause I voted on it. I voted no.
I bought them.
There gotta be like at least 3,000 for 2 of them. They never saw the back of a truck.
I really can't speak to what happened in the past. All I know is they're using these stainless steel ones. They cost, and you can get them for $6,000. If there was mistakes made in the past, I don't know how to address that. I don't know personally, not buying the ones that they do use. Again, this is my own opinion. I'm not telling the board how to vote on this. But my feeling is not buying these that are usable and they are used on a continuous basis. After all, salting and plowing the road is probably the main function, or one of the main functions of the highway department.
So what did we use last year? We had 4 of them last year, didn't you?
We've got how many?
One of them had that insert and the harder in it,
Mhm.
so.
We can vote on one, which would then complete all the trucks, or two,
And,
not at all.
I thought we had a spending freeze till the end of the year.
Well, we can either, we've cut so much out, there's no money budgeted for next year for anything.
So in one of them, we need to put in a truck, right? These are not two extras.
No.
So one of them was going in which, sorry, I know we just went through this, but it's
The
confusing.
26.
So one of them is going in the 2026. And
Where's the-
another-
One of them, one of the ones out here would become the spare. Like I said, in case we have a bearing failure, chain failure, we can just remove
Oh,
it, set
that's
the
right,
new one
yes,
in,
yeah.
get right back to work.
And if we didn't buy them, what would the money be used for? Or where would the money go?
Well, it wouldn't be used for anything, that it would then be left in the budget, you just, you didn't spend it.
Do we, got enough money to cover all legal for this year?
That's in the A fund,
That's
Bill.
in the A fund, and
We're gonna take money out of the A fund
the problem
somewhere.
is I can't take this out of this fund, out of the highway fund, and put it towards the legal.
Well, about letting it go back into the fund balance at the end of the year.
And it goes back into highway. I can't shift
Then,
it around.
then we can, we won't have to budget for anything.
No, we did,
Cut the
but,
budget.
yeah, we cut quite a bit. Again, I'm not telling you, that's just my,
Yeah.
So let's go through for everybody's, the truck that we saw out in the back. I forget what year that was, but whatever that truck was.
2000 or the 2008.
The 2008, the one you're selling.
Mhm.
We took that salt box out,
Mhm.
and where is that?
That's gonna go in the 25.
Okay, and then the other truck that you're taking out of service,
That
it's
had
gonna
the
be the
old,
spare, that has one in it already.
no, it never had one in it. It had the old metal
Oh, that's right.
with the harder inside of it, the
Okay.
two-piece steel.
Okay, so this will go, the second one here will go in that
The
truck?
second one will go into one of the trucks, one of these two. One of them I want, like I said, left, just out there on blocks.
Oh, that's right.
There's a spare.
Is a win, yeah, okay.
In case we have a failure, we can be back to work in moments. We don't have two people in here trying to fix something as it's snowing out there.
Okay.
So just reiterate what that cost is, 6,500 times, or 6,000?
6,000 times 2.
12,000, okay. And that's what the resolution would be for just those two?
that's what he's asking for.
You want to include the plow in there, a separate resolution? It's a different company.
I would make it a separate resolution.
Okay, and how much money do we have left over?
There's gonna be about 50,000 left in that account after the truck is all paid for. A little less than that, maybe 48, I think is what I looked at.
And if we didn't get them, how would it affect the efficiency and,
I guess we would have to make do with what we have, but like I said, we're going to be using the old harder and the steel insert, and that's old.
Are you gonna get rid of that one then? Would you sell that one?
I could, but it's virtually useless because everybody's gone to stainless steel augers or.
But could we
We
you
could
sell it for
scrap it,
scrap?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. I will make a resolution to buy the two at 12,000. Now, are we picking them up?
I'd have to go get them, yes.
And you have the ability to, if they're not what they appear to be?
Walk away. But, all the ones that we've gotten from them before have been just as advertised.
And my thinking is based on if you're gonna need them and we have the money now, I'm not real optimistic about having money down the road, so.
I agree.
um,
I'll second it.
Okay. So we have a resolution to purchase to allow Dale to spend up to $12,000 to buy 2 stainless steel salt boxes.
With the ability to decline them on inspection.
Yes.
What'd you say, John? I'm sorry.
With the ability to decline the purchase upon inspection.
Thank you.
He would take a voucher, so you wouldn't have to have the check.
Well, that's good. Darlene, do you want to take a roll call vote?
Oh, I'm sorry,
please?
yes. All right, roll call vote. Lemonna,
Yes.
Zelini,
No,
and Masidi,
Yes.
and Hemingway.
Yes. Next, I'd like to entertain a motion to purchase the used snow plow at 8,500 to replace the one that's currently out there.
Is it on a different email?
Yes.
Okay, yes, okay.
Discussion?
Could you repeat that, Jim?
Entertain a motion for a resolution to allow Dale to purchase a snow plow at $8,500.
Thank you.
And can you tell us just for the, so we can document it, where that one's going?
On the, probably go on the 25.
Okay.
And if we buy it, what type of savings, labor or?
Oh, there would be a ton of labor as opposed to trying to cut the rusted out of the one that's out there and weld it in.
And what would you estimate that to be?
I would say it would take all of $3,000 to refab it, and I don't know what's underneath where the blades are now.
And what happened if it would break mid-season?
It would roll up underneath and into the front of the truck.
I know we just went over this, but just for the record and for everybody, so with this purchase of this plow, we would have how many? Because the one that you said flips up is, we're.
Yeah, that, you want me to count?
No, don't count that one.
That would be 3. That would give us 6. And a couple of them, are that's out of the loop then. 5.
You would have 5 usable.
Good ones.
Because the other one you're gonna get rid of, the one.
One that's out here.
The one we
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, we could just have the scrap. Scrap is, I don't know what it is now. There's probably a ton in it. So, $400, $300.
I'm just,
What we have time come spring, I mean, we might be able to cut all that out and fit new steel, and we would have time. I don't have time right now to remanufacture.
if you did that though, that would make 6.
Yes.
So I guess then I'm gonna start back and say, I guess I was confused. I thought when we talked, this was gonna give us 5. So why do we need 2 extras? I understand the 1 extra for the extra truck that
Well,
we might.
there's other ones that are similar to that, not as bad. So it would be doable to put a new one into the system for half the money. Yeah, you've got more out there, but they're not pristine.
I guess I just, personally, and again, mechanics is not my strong point, but for me, I'm thinking, why would we keep all these extras?
Well, once we get everything where we need to be, we can scrap them, or we can try to repair them.
But if we repaired them and we kept,
It's still a 20-some-year-old plow. Still got fatigue. It could crack on the frame at any given
so I'm
time.
guessing, why wouldn't we sell it and at least get something out of it before it cracks?
That's what you want.
I don't know, I don't know if it's the right thing, I'm putting this together.
Get rid of them rather than have it.
If we get something from it, something to go towards.
Good with that. I can see the spirit too.
So you're actually suggesting not to approve this or to approve it?
I would suggest that we approve it, again, with the condition that upon inspection, and it doesn't fit, or you have to retrofit it, or it's gonna cost us more money.
The new one?
Yeah.
The new one is identical. It's a Tenco as with everything else.
Why doesn't any other town wanna buy it?
They weren't offered it. This is the place that did the 2025, the swap over. So they offered it to me as we've been in communication for months.
With the understanding that we're gonna sell the worst one out there, or
Yes.
scrap the worst one,
Mhm.
whatever we're gonna
Yeah.
do, but we're
So
gonna get
we
rid
end
of
up with
one.
one
Mm-hmm.
spare.
Right.
So essentially, you're getting a new one for the 8,000. If you fix the old one, it's gonna cost you
I figure 3,
in-house to do it, or send it out?
probably either way. We're not as efficient as a shop would be. You know, when they go in to attack it, they're gonna attack it, you know, and get it done. We're gonna be on it, off it, on it, off it. We're not the welders that Shootnick is, or
And is there a safety issue with the one that could break and it could go under the truck?
oh yeah, it's happened here before. Not in my time, but it has before, yes.
Okay, I'm okay with those conditions.
So we purchased 2 brand new trucks and we're only gonna sell 1. So we're gonna have 6 trucks sitting around, right?
1 spare plow truck, 1 haul truck.
We don't have the luxury for this, I don't think.
The 2000 Mac with a double frame that's growing doesn't have an awful lot
Our
of.
money situation is not good. It's not gonna be good for the next couple of years. I think we gotta sell 2 trucks.
How much,
And then he can buy his plow.
how often do you need to haul stuff in the winter?
Depends on the storm, and we have before, but we've always had to go borrow one. And maybe once Shelby could have the one that could help and do it for ourselves or help the village when they have a storm, we can clean up. There's other towns that, you know, have issues and problems. A lot of times the village needs to haul snow away. Ours are all suited up. We don't have the ability to help them. If we have an ice storm and there's brush all over, we would have to take one apart because everybody else is going to be having the same thing. There's not a spare to be had. The old girl doesn't have a lot of value. It's worth more to us than it is anybody else.
Then you gotta figure repairs on it. You're gonna spend more on repairs.
Well, it's old enough that we can do quite a bit of that ourselves.
No, our repair bill's been, it's a lot of money being spent on repairs. I think the old trucks need to go. We got 2 brand new ones. They're all under warranty. I don't see keeping 2.
This is not my strong point, so.
I'm selling the
I'm hearing
cabin
the rest of the
chassis.
arguments.
If we had the luxury, I'd say, if we had the money, I would've had no problem, but
Well,
we're strapped.
we can get how much for the truck, figure the one?
An auction is, who
Whatever.
knows? We can always say no to it,
Mhm.
but I have 8 to 10.
Which
For
would
the
pay
cabin
plow.
chassis,
Mhm.
you said 20,000 at the last meeting.
Until I saw it with the box off.
The box has been off for,
Well, it's been
Month.
down there. I haven't seen it until I brought it home
no, the cabin chassis has been sitting out here.
since last week.
It's been sitting there longer than that. I've
So
seen it sitting
If
back
we,
there.
let's just say we're on the low end and we can't get 20, let's say we get 10 for it. It's still 10. It would pay for a plow. It's one way to look at it.
And the other one can pay for them two salt things he wants to get, or you guys voted for it.
Well, then we won't have a spare plow if somebody breaks down.
You guys had 4 plows now. How many years? There's been 4 plows right along. We don't have the luxury for spares. I don't see it.
There's not a lot of money invested into the spares.
Here's the conundrum that we have. We can deny him the plows. And we could actually, we just voted on the salt boxes. We can suggest to him that he sell trucks. By town law, we can't tell him what to sell. Now, we can tie purchases to sales possibly. If he wants to buy a plow, he has to sell something. But the way I understand the town law, Ed, is what we can do is make suggestions.
Oh, I understand that.
We can't
That's
tell
my
him
opinion.
to sell. Oh, I understand. It's a good opinion. I understand what you're saying.
We're the ones trying to come up with a balanced budget with no taxes. And it's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, and we've cut just about everything out of the budget in his departments that you'll see. I mean, it's a very lean budget that we've got for next year. We've taken almost $1 million out. There is a little bit left in this year's budget to purchase these items. If we don't want to spend it, that's a vote on the board. Like I say, I'm not your boss, I'm not hers or John's. It's a group that we make a decision. In terms of what we can have Dale do or not, he's come to us asking us to purchase these items. We can vote it down. We voted for the salt boxes, salt spreaders. We can take a vote on the plow. But in terms of how many trucks he keeps or doesn't keep, again, we can make recommendations, and that's what I'll do. I think that I spoke up the last time and talked about maybe selling the single axle, but apparently that's not something that he wants to do. So, and he did put together a list of things that he would sell.
No, the single axle is a good truck. It doesn't cost any money in repairs or nothing. So, that's probably a good idea not to sell that one.
Okay.
That had a $2,000 fuel valve go bad last year.
Mhm. Well, again, he's come to us and asked us to decide whether we want to spend the $8,500 it's a used but new plow, or have him repair the one that's out there for $1 grand. So I
do understand, even though we have purchased 2 brand new trucks, don't think for a minute that they're going to go into service and run flawlessly for years to come. They're brand new. There's an awful lot of moving parts to it as far as electronics and hydraulics, electronic motors, all that.
Mhm.
Other towns have had very bad times with brand new trucks.
And I think in the budget we've gone over for you next year, there is money for repairs and
Well, the new trucks would be warranty,
right.
but they're not here.
Would they would they provide a loaner?
Mm-mm. No.
Dale, based on this list, what do you think that you gave us of the things you'd consider selling? What do you think the total is from that list?
The palette of T5 lights, whatever you can get for it versus trying to throw them in a landfill. The new GPS that was, they're T5s. They're, the next step before LEDs.
So are we talking 100 or 2,000 or?
Depends on who wants them at the time of the auction, but $100. The pallet of old chairs from the old courtroom. I'm not sure. $50. Cab and chassis, I'm comfortable with that. Hopefully it would go more. The second-hand overhead doors with just vertical tracks. Hopefully someone would give us $1,000 and get them out of there. And the grader, I talked to Alta in Batavia, and he says, I would say you're pretty close at the $10,000 mark. So. 10,000 and 10, there's 20,000 plus some residuals in there. But it all depends on how they feel the day, when the auction runs. And we would have the option to decline.
And what did you say about the GPS?
It's outdated. We could use it, but there's, like, the diamond maps won't link to it. There's not.
What are the diamond maps?
What the county uses to identify stop signs or hydrants. It's one thing that we've been wanting to get onto, but ours won't send stuff to diamond maps. It's some technology that is not serviced or
So
supported.
Diamond Maps is a software.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't buy it. It was bought, never implemented.
So we're basically looking at 20K if you sell it.
Hopefully.
Which would
I mean,
just
I
about
wouldn't
cover
give-
the
I wouldn't-
Sultan though.
I would set
But
a
it's
minimum.
just gonna take time it takes weeks to run the auction. I mean, we gotta get the pictures, we gotta get it out, get the pictures, get it into Auctions International, and
And do you think that happens this year or is that in next year?
I would like to get on it this year, but I can't, take stuff out of inventory without your.
Yeah, I understand it, but I'm just saying, do you think this would sell this year if you get it out next week?
Yeah, well,
You
yeah,
might
but
see the money for that this year.
good chance.
I mean, the price of everything else has gone up, so has the price of used stuff,
Mhm.
so.
Just gotta find the guy that wants it.
I'm definitely in favor of selling this stuff.
Good.
Without exception. And my position is, I would hate to get rid of a truck and then a year from now say, we made a mistake and now we gotta get another one, so then you take a double whammy on it.
Once the new trucks are proven, we can go back and reissue, look at the idea again. But with having two unproven pieces going to work, that's 50% of my plowing fleet.
Could make a motion to authorize I suppose, to authorize the purchase of the $8,500 with the understanding that the items listed go into auction.
I'd like to keep that separate.
Okay. So forget the plow at the moment. Do you want to have a motion to sell the items for the moment, and set a resolution to authorize Dale to sell the items that he has on that?
I think they gotta keep the grader. It's more of an asset to the town than
What's that? I can't hear you.
the grader. I think it needs to stay. It's an asset for the town. It doesn't owe us nothing.
So I guess so you just said something about keeping a truck to help the village, but if we get rid of the grader, we gotta call somebody else to come and help do the grading.
They did last year. They have Barry.
I understand that, but we're talking about not
We don't
wanting.
use it in the winter. We don't use the grader at the village.
I understand that, we use it, I understand what it's used for, putting in the road, but if we're talking about wanting to help the village and have our own equipment, so we keep a truck to be able to help them move stuff in the winter, why would we sell a grader if we're doing road work every year and having to ask somebody else to come and help us? Wouldn't we, does it make sense to keep it?
Our grader is not outfitted to do what Barry's grader does. There's certain apparatus that is attached to their grader, because you can't dump the blacktop down without, they gotta be in the front that moves it away from the tire. And it lays.
Is that an accessory that can be added to ours?
It's an accessory
which
that
makes
they
ours-
built.
Well, I would suggest that a motion because I can understand the concerns about the grader, and he says possibly on his list. We could do a motion to authorize him to sell everything but the grader,
I didn't think about that.
and put that on a back burner.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, I mean, how often how much do we
We haven't
use
used it in 3 years.
No, the berry grader. How often have we used the
Every
berry
year.
grader? So I'm guessing I'm asking, why are we going to another town and asking them to come and do
Because this
work
one
for us?
doesn't work the same.
Well, but if they built something for theirs that allows them to do something, why can't we do the same for ours so that we can use
Because
it?
we, in the shared service, we send them trucks, they send us to grade the old, it's just, they just paid $350,000. They go to Clarendon, they go to Albion, they go to their own, they come here. They'll go wherever they need to help any town. The operator to that is very, very good. Took him 2 years, but he straightened out our dirt roads, and they have been a lot better all through the year. They're gonna touch them up again this week for the winter. So they come over here within a day, 2 days tops, they got the dirt roads all done. And he does a very good job. The instruments on this new grader are light years ahead of what we have. The operator's a lot better. And all he ever asks for us to use his grader is the assistance of manpower and trucks.
But then we must owe them something back.
We don't
We go and help them move the trucks, whether it's paving or
he'll ask for our loaders. We'll keep the loader over there to assist them when they have a project.
Is this cooperation built on a handshake, or is it?
Basically, yes. We all sign up.
So they can get a new supervisor next year and decide they don't want to do it.
That was my next question. Is it
Great mind thinks alike.
I guess it's possible, but in the same token, he doesn't get any reciprocity. Also, whenever they need our water line pusher, or our mini excavator, our loader, it's not like we don't bring anything.
I would suggest that let's authorize him to sell everything but the grader. I think there's a further conversation to have about what we do in terms of shared services, the appropriateness of keeping the grader versus having other people come in. That's a much larger conversation that I wouldn't mind having. We could at this point authorize the sale of everything else on there. If no one has an objection, I think that
What's the other stuff on there?
is the 5 spots at lights in the shop. Thought I'd given everybody a copy of that down here.
Yeah, I got
It's in
it.
this pack.
Yeah, I got it there somewhere.
Yeah, the pallets, the truck, and the overhand doors. Yeah, the truck will probably go pretty quickly. The rest of the stuff will never go.
might go to the trash?
The trash. So we could authorize them to put it to auction. And we have a further conversation about whether we wanted to say, like sell another truck. I think that's something that we can discuss further. Um, as Scott said, they might even consider it more once the new trucks are in and they're functioning correctly. We can open up another conversation about that, whether the truck should be sold. And again, we'll make that suggestion to Dale if we feel it's necessary. But let's first get rid of this stuff here. Let's get some money for it. That'll pay for the saw box at least. Okay. And then
Plow.
the plow would be a separate issue, and that would be 8,500. But let's first authorize the sale. I'd like to entertain a motion to set a resolution to authorize Dale to put those items.
I would suggest one other thing, that you come back to us and tell us how much it costs
Sure.
to get the grader up to speed.
It runs now.
I mean, to do what Barry's doing with it. So, can you do that?
I can give it a shot.
I'll make that motion. Did you get the motion, Darlene?
Yeah, all of it. I got the part about authorized sale for Dale to put items to auction other than the grader, and then John said something I didn't get.
Do you want that in the motion or the resolution?
No, I think that's just an ask, isn't it?
It's an ask, but I don't want it to fall by the wayside, so.
With the understanding that Dale,
Comes back to us with what it would cost to upgrade the current grader to get it to,
Gary's.
a
Greater
usable, a usable piece of equipment. And at that point, if it's too high, then we can make a determination to sell it.
Okay,
So the grader's not in this, right?
Correct.
That's correct.
I will second that motion.
roll call vote. Linda,
Yes,
Slaney,
Yes,
Nacidi,
Yes,
and Hemingway.
Yes.
and if we don't get what we feel is a reasonable price for 2008, decline it.
Who seconded it? Was you, John, that seconded that?
yes.
Thank you.
Plow.
Plow.
So I have a question about the um, truck you're using for hauling, the one you're gonna keep to use for that. Is there a limit as to what we're willing to spend on repairs on that before we say we're just not gonna keep it anymore?
Well, that's kind of what we did with the 2008.
Yeah, but I'm
But
just.
right now,
I'm
it hasn't been a big,
I understand that, but tomorrow the whole engine could fall, who knows? So I'm asking the board, is there some limit that we're willing to, that Dale should understand that before we go into, and then we say, no, we're not gonna repair it.
I would
Given-
not spend $8,000 to fix an $8,000 truck.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah, I'm just looking for what's a reasonable number before we say, look, we're sinking more into it, and it's just not worth keeping it for the other times we may use it.
Is that what it's worth on the open market?
Well, if we're gonna figure $10,000 for the 2008, of course, that's got some issues, as I pointed out. This has a box on it and everything, but it's 25 years old. It does run well.
Oh, I would think now's the time to put them up for sale too, right? People are gonna want trucks for the winter, they're not gonna want them for the summer necessarily, unless they're contractors or something. Okay, so we can put a minimum price on it too, right?
Now, are you talking about which?
We're talking about two, and then we were on the plow here.
Yeah, we're bouncing back
Yeah.
and forth.
I'm just trying to
Okay.
minimum.
Keep us focused, that's
Well,
probably a
the
good
only reason I
idea.
went to that is because that kind of depends for me on what voting on the plow. Like, I don't wanna get a plow if we're gonna sick a bunch of money into a truck that, for hauling stuff, that we're not gonna get our money back out of. So that's why I asked about the truck during the plow.
Well, if we didn't buy the plow, the money would, and we still would have ended up sinking some money into it, whether if it ran or didn't run. So, I mean, that plow's kind of a mute issue as to what, I would not spend a boatload of money on it anyhow. We shouldn't have.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not moot for me though, because for me, I'm not gonna say yes to a plow if we're gonna spend $50,000 to put him to a truck. That's where I was going. So. I wanted confirmation
Mhm.
that we're not gonna throw a lot of money into this just to keep an extra
I don't know,
truck
how
if.
do you think we can, how do we set a resolution not to?
No, I'm just asking for Dale to agree to it. That's
Well,
all.
Oh, okay,
I trust him
understand.
to, no, I
All right.
trust him.
Keep us informed.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
or the agreement, or the understanding is, because again, in order to repair it, he's gotta come to us, and
Yep.
he should understand that we're not gonna put
A lot of money.
$15,000
Well, that's fine,
into
that's
that.
fine. Okay.
So I just wanted to kinda get that out.
so this plow's going on that truck then, that we were gonna sell, and then decided to keep.
The new plow that we're talking about right now will probably go on the 2025 truck, since it's a new plow, new cab and chassis. And then we can move a different one into Rusty's old truck, 652, one of the better ones of the used ones out there.
And then that would come off as a spare.
Yes.
Now, the plow that came off the 08 in a
Each
box.
plow can go on any truck. I will take the best plows that we have and put them on the appropriate trucks. And hopefully we'll have something out there of decent quality to use as a spare if needed. By spring, if we, everything's going pretty good, like I said, we'll scrap them.
So we took the plow off, the cabin chassis 08 in the box and had it refurbished, and that's going on the 25.
The box is on the 25. The frame is on the 25. They didn't refurbish the plow. They did not. They did a little work on the wing.
You just said if everything's going all right in the spring, you'll scrap them. We're talking about scrapping the
The
plows, right?
plows.
The plows,
The plows,
okay. I'm kind of losing where we are. Okay.
Let's stay on one topic then until we get it done, and then we can move on to scrap and to sales and what I should do.
Well, unfortunately, some of this stuff is intertwined when it comes to the money, so, okay.
And in our defense, we're not living it every day like you are,
No.
so.
That's true.
So we're looking for a motion to buy the plow.
I guess that's where we're ending up.
Uh, I will make a motion to purchase the plow for $8,500, scrap the other one, get rid of it, right?
You're talking about that one we saw out there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Rather than accumulate a junkyard.
Yep.
You know, throw good money after bad. I mean,
Yep.
it is rusted.
Yep.
You know, you can just look at it.
Yep.
I will definitely keep the candy cane off of it though.
So I will make that motion.
You good, Darlene?
Mhm.
I'll
I've
second.
got Dale to purchase the plow for 8,500, scrap the other one. John made the motion and you're seconded, Linda?
Yes.
Okay, roll call vote. Lemonna,
Yes.
Zelini,
No,
and Masidi,
Yes.
and Hemingway.
Yes. There was a email that I got today from Dale. He apparently received this also today regarding some, I don't know what you call them, accessories that fit on the plows. The email states that right now delivery times are 6 to 8 weeks. Shoes and rubber blades for them that do wear out. And the guy is saying also that if we wait until January, it'll go to 8 to 10 weeks. So I don't have a price though that we were looking at that you needed to spend on.
I don't have a catalog. I can probably get that. I'm thinking $7,500 tops would buy enough shoes and rubber blades. We have enough now to get started.
And the 7,500 would last us just for this one winter, or do they last multiple winters?
Oh, just a one.
So this is something you purchase typically every winter?
Mm-hmm. About this time.
All right, so we do have a lot of moving parts with money happening here.
Yep.
Are we sure we have enough money?
Again, looking at the fund, the 267,000, taking out the, what we know is coming in for the 2026, and for the box that we
25.
saw for the 25, we should have a little bit less than 50,000 left in that line.
But wouldn't, wouldn't those, because they're rubber blades and shoes, wouldn't they go against snow contractual, or, yeah, snow removal contractual? Because they're for the
Could
plows.
be the 5130 400, and it could be the 5142 400, or it's in the DA account, correct?
Yes,
So it could be the 5142.
that's what I'm thinking, because they're for rubber,
Right.
they're only used on the plows, correct?
Mhm.
And
So
they
we
have to
should-
go against
So
snow.
we could move the money out of the other account as a DA account. And we
The
could
two
move it.
sixty-seven and move it there, but you do have to charge it to snow removal
Yeah.
contractual.
Yeah, we could do that. That would exhaust that.
What's left in the
So that's about
5130?
28K, right?
Mhm.
12,000 for the boxes, 8,500 for the plow, 75.
It should all come out of snow.
Mm-hmm.
So we should move whatever the balance is after is in the other budget line. And move that to the snow.
Okay, so that would presumably be 15,000.
So when you get those invoices, Dale, they have to go there, snow
Be
contractual.
about 20,000 if it's over. Okay. And could that money be used to load up on salt?
If we move it into snow, we can split it up any way we wanted to put more in salt.
Now, the other factor that's gonna come into play the first part of November is the 5142 100 account. DA personnel.
We're getting a little tight.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else coming, Dale, for 5130.4 from machinery contractual?
Yes. I mean, we're still buying parts.
But we have about $48,000 left that we have as of this report, and I don't.
The
know how long
5130.
this is. Correct, 5130. So
Which I thought maybe some of that might be able to.
we could move some, that's what I'm thinking,
Mhm.
moving it into snow, the .1. But that's what I'm curious, how much of that are we gonna have left? We're at 51,000 right now. How much more do you think you're spending in that line? We got about 45,000 left.
I think I'd be safe by keeping about 20. We should close that 30, somewhere.
25,000 to move into.
Whatever it's
.1.
gonna take to finish the payroll, till the end of the year. That would be what, four pay periods
Yeah,
plus,
I don't know what the payroll is.
well, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, I don't know what, I don't see the payroll reports regularly enough to know what it comes out to.
Under 20,000.
And how much more of the 5130.3 are you using? Yeah,
Is that 210 or the 200? Because the 200 is what we use for the 2026.
That's correct.
210 is for the components. Of the 26.
Two bills, large bills coming in. We eligible.
and that includes includes all the stuff where all those, that stuff's all, because we, obviously, we can move the money, but we have to know how much, is there enough in there to cover all of that?
There is,
And leaving a balance of some.
under the surrounding calls.
Okay,
Those bills will be coming in shortly too.
so,
For the 2026.
Probably not till after Thanksgiving when they're done.
Okay, so
The 2025 bill should be here soon.
so how does it work for the payroll, for the pay for the plow? Let's say they come in at 7, let's say they come in at 3 in the morning, because they have to plow, so they plow for 3 or 4 hours. Can they then go home, and if they know they're gonna have to plow later in the day because it's still snowing, can they go home, can they break their shift up into two, the contract says they have?
I don't know if it's in the contract, but, I don't know if it's ever been done because there's always maintenance on the trucks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
They
figure
gotta
out.
get people to load up the salt, grease this, repair that, change a hose. So they don't function every day. A lot of days there's an awful lot of times that they need kind of care.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to better manage overtime. But it's a hard thing to estimate.
Their harvest time.
But yeah.
This is where they make their extra money.
Oh yeah, but I'm not looking for anybody to make extra money on the taxpayers just because they want to make extra money. I mean, if it's needed, it's needed.
They're working. I mean, they're doing things. They just don't sit in the break room waiting for the next call out. They come in, they do stuff. They got e-waste to stack. They got a shop to clean, parts to repair. They might have to work on the, for a couple of years we were changing lights in the winter.
I don't expect you to know this off the top of your head, but last year was a bad winter.
Mhm.
The year previous to that, I don't think was as bad.
It wasn't as bad as snowfall, but snowfall is a big part of wind. That's the biggest issue. Going out and controlling the blowing, because when it blows across the drive on it, packs in, packs in, packs in.
But my question is, was there,
The overtime escalated greatly last year, probably doubled.
because of the winter?
Yes.
That's my question.
No, it was 750 hours of overtime last year.
he's got there are files in there that should have that, so
Okay.
here's something that we can look at.
I
past
think
payroll
it's
records.
worth looking at,
Okay.
I think.
Did you hear what he said? It's a function of the winter.
Yeah. So that's why I just asked.
Figure that one out.
Well, that's why I said to Jim, if we have payroll records in there somewhere that, and he hasn't come across, have you come across them or you just haven't?
I haven't looked for them.
Okay, so if we can go back to the last few and see like what were we running in overtime last year and the last 2 or 3 years.
It was about twice last year. It was 750 hours of overtime total.
In 2024, 2025, like
24, 25.
in the years prior to that, do you know what they?
It doubled last year.
Is
Usually,
that something Margaret can come up with, or?
She wouldn't have access to the payroll records because they're using a different payroll company, but Jim has the records here because
Someplace.
all we have to do is to find the December report, because the last one in December will show us what the overtime was.
I mean, I could work with you to come up with the numbers.
Sure.
And we can graph them out. Personally, I think it would be a good thing to graph
Right,
things, so you
Right.
have a visual.
yes.
You also know, do we know how much snowfall we got last year? Do we keep track of that at all? I mean, I know it varies from.
What does the farmer's almanac say? Are we
I
having
don't
a
know,
bad
I read
winter?
it,
Jimmy,
didn't read it.
what's the farmer's almanac say? Are we having a bad winter?
I take what comes.
is there a good one?
I don't know. There's been some not so bad ones.
It's still cold.
I don't mind the cold, it's the snow and blowing. Okay,
I'll go look those up. John and I'll see what we can find.
all right. And I guess I'm okay with the other stuff, except I wanna make sure that we're accounting for any bills that are out.
Yep.
okay? And that we're gonna have enough to move to cover the payroll.
Personally, I'd like to see any money that we can afford to spend on salt and gas this year, which is basically money in the bank.
Mhm.
So if we get into trouble, like last year when people came up scarce, they were buying it on the market.
Yep. We're fortunate that we had the OGS contract. So, American Rock Salt had to deliver to us for, $57. And it came from Albany. So, yeah, they may had to have spent $100 a ton for it and truck it here. We only had to pay,
Do we have a contract still?
yes, sir.
Is there something we're gonna do with this, or is this was just for us to know?
It's just for us.
Okay. Is that it for the purchases?
So,
Can I ask Dale a question before he goes on water? So how does single source get the water billing information? Because it looks like we've only billed 2 quarters on our financials. I know we billed the third one, but they don't have it in our financial statements. How does Beth or whoever let them know how much has been billed?
Whenever I get the bill, it's given to Darlene to scan.
No, not what we pay Medina, what she's billing to the end user.
Uh-huh.
That information has to get to Margaret for her to put it in the financials as revenue,
Oh,
and it's not there for the last billing because there's.
well, we're not done with it yet. We still have that 60-day. A lot of times we're into the next quarter before we close out the last quarter because we were giving everybody so much time.
It's not about payment, it's about when you bill it, though. Don't we bill like the quarter?
Right.
Okay, well, when you send out the bills, they have to record that as income. What we collect is something
Oh.
completely different. That's a,
We just billed the last quarter,
Right.
last week. So CJ will have to get with Beth and make sure that all of the reads have been finalized because we have to go out 2-3 times to get reads.
okay, so,
So I don't think it's done yet for September. Yeah.
okay, so I guess, so I'm trying to make sure, we need to get 4 billings, 4 revenues in here for a year, so we have 2 already. That'll be a third. I'm worried that the 4th one isn't gonna,
Won't come in until February 26th.
so we should have had,
Well, there should have been one which would have last
Last
year.
there was a
yeah.
February, a May.
We can look into that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think, yeah, if you could just check with that. 4 quarters have to be billed in each year, and I know that, so the February one might go in next year, but then we still should have 4, and I think there's only 3 in here.
from
I'm sorry, only 2 in here, so we're missing one somewhere. What do you bill on the regular quarter? Does our quarter end on the regular? So
our quarter does.
3/31 is the end, okay?
Yeah.
So, but then the bills don't get done for a month and a half or so after that.
Almost 2.
Why, what takes so long?
Well, no, they're done in 30 days, and then they're sent out, and then everybody has 30 days, and then after that we go out with our door hangers for the delinquent.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I'm
That's not a
confusing you. I'm not
vacation.
talking about the collecting. I'm only talking about Beth mailing out the
Well, then it should be done within a month
weeks
after
of-
the readings, because we go back out and
and check.
yeah,
Okay, so for March 31st, by April 30th, a bill has been
Yeah.
sent out roughly. Okay, so we should have a April billing in there, or a June,
I will check with her tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah,
You just might want to follow up with that because
Yeah.
we need to, we're definitely short. And she might have done one that didn't get in here, and we need to make sure that Margaret gets that information. And budget wise, what are we? Were you able to get the reports, or are you still working with Beth on getting the billing reports by district? So that we can estimate what we're gonna.
Billing or what
I'm
you had
sorry.
originally asked for the cost or?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No,
The
we cannot
num-
determine that, we've decided. Is that true?
Well,
Can
Sure, what you're-
we need to get out of Williamson Law what we've well, we know